Welcome to Cascadia Hockey, brought to you by Buried Puck Threads. Kyle Houts with his finger in his nose.
Love it.
Put it right there. I'm not going to hide nothing from the audience, sir.
I'm not saying he's a gold digger.
I mean, if you're not going to hide anything from the audience, why aren't you wearing pants?
Because they're uncomfortable, and I feel like the core of my voice comes from the rattle of my testicles on this cold chair. You didn't think I was getting out there, did you?
We're starting off.
But it makes complete sense.
It does make complete sense. My name is Kory Gaston. With me, as always, is founder, CEO, misanthrope,
Yes.
Aaron Piper.
How's everybody doing out there in podcast land?
Crickets.
And
Crickets.
Yes.
Why aren't they responding?
I don't know.
Our live studio audience is dead.
I got to get some canned.
Yeah, laughter,
Applause.
claps. Actually, we did a really good golf clap on the AU Radio podcast the other day that sounded like people were like, wow, that was a really good sound clip. And I was like, we did that. I was proud of it.
That's awesome.
I was proud of it. In goal on the Zamboni with us at always, Houtzenstein himself. Kyle Houts.
Kind of out of the clouds today?
Yeah.
Doing better?
Yeah, definitely a lot better.
Good. Did you listen to last week's?
No, I refuse to. I won't listen to it.
You'll get a lot of insight.
Yeah, like I know I was somewhere else. So today I definitely feel like a lot more upbeat,
Good.
A lot more energy. Like
Good.
It's it's been interesting
Yeah.
to say the least.
We had a lot of people that actually reached out to me about that episode and were like, tell Kyle props for doing that. Because they could hear it. Griffin from Ireland, he sent me a message. He goes, and now over to Kyle for traffic. And I said, yeah, except he didn't remember the drive in that day, so he can't give us a traffic report.
Yeah, all of last week was just it's a total blur. Like
Yeah.
I have like little memory of it. Like not that I forgot. It was just I'd have to really like think about what I did last week. Like I mean, just it was.
Kory's just laughing.
It was.
You had a concussion.
Just waking up being like, where did all these casino chips come from? What's with all the peeled bananas?
Why is there blood on my pants?
Wait, am I in Guadalajara
Again?
Not again.
Man.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a fuzzy week. That's for sure.
Glad you're feeling better though.
Yeah,
I'm still stoked that you went to the game, man. Like
that was miserable.
I bet.
I was waiting for the text.
Yeah.
I was waiting.
I ended up going to work Friday. I felt fair in the morning, and I was like, I think I could handle work. Like I think I could make it. And yeah, I went in and it was a mistake. I should have just stayed home.
But you say work, are you talking about the game or you talking about driving? Zamboni?
The game.
Okay.
No, the Zamboni. Well, so the funny thing was the night the concussion happened.
Did you drive after the game?
Oh yeah. Not only did I drive, I cleaned the ice afterwards
my God.
too. I cleaned the ice afterwards. Like
Jesus, dude.
I wasn't
You are a beast.
I wasn't sure yet at that point. Like I was still kind of like deciding, should I go to the hospital? Should I not? Should I go to the hospital? Should I not? Like it was like midnight. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to go home and drink a fifth and take a nap.
I'm like
An eternal nap.
I did a really slow Zamboni cut. Like I flooded the ice, which was perfect because that's what when you drive slow, you lay a lot of water, you're going to get a good flood.
Right.
And the ice, I think, looked great. I thought it looked great after it was over, but it's like literally on fire somehow.
I'm just picturing all the ice at a 30-degree angle. Like,
Kyle filled up
puck
the...
just sticks to the left
You
side.
see like a weird track, just like of new ice.
It looks like a family circus fucking Billy running all over, jumping over this shit.
He filled up the water reservoir with crude oil and then just lit the place on fire and walked away. I'm done, guys.
I'm going to burn this place to the ground.
Burn down this
I
mother.
told you, I didn't get my red stapler.
Oh man, no, I mean, yeah, I just wasn't sure at the time, and I was like, after I was done, I was like, okay, yeah, I got off the Zamboni, and I was like I got down, and I just kind of like took a couple steps and like got my stability back, and I was like, all right, I'm goodish, but I'm going to the hospital.
I'm goodish.
I'm glad you went and got checked out, and I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And now we're going to sue the NFL.
Yeah. Hey, why not?
Great idea.
Right?
Great
I mean,
idea.
it'll take them 14 years to hear the case. But
Yeah,
that's
fine. I just throw your name in.
Long as
Nobody
I,
will even notice.
As long as it's in the hopper.
I ended up playing like the Fallout 76 beta last night for longer than I should have, because by the time I was done, I was like smoked with a headache. I was like, oh man, this worth it.
Too much refresh rate for the eyes.
It really was.
Yeah. How was the game? I saw your pictures. I saw your stuff on Storyline.
Oh yeah,
I haven't played since Fallout 3. So
great. Yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Cool.
Like it's already fun.
Nice.
I didn't care for 4.
Heresy.
So where's it fall? Well, that's fine.
It's no, I'm kidding. It's a lot like 4, like as far as like the just kind of the engine of the game. You know,
Okay.
like graphics are definitely a little bit more polished.
Yeah.
But like the map is huge. A lot of the aesthetics are much nicer. You know, like
Cool.
the map itself when you pull it up is like a cartoony kind of like something you'd buy at like a gas station. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. So
3, man, that map I thought was huge when I played that. But
I love that game.
yeah.
It's the first like true wrestling with morality playing a video game where I realized that even in a fake world I have a hard time being a bad person.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, dude, seriously, nuking Tenpenny.
Like the
yeah.
I just can't.
Yeah,
Or
it's-
Megaton, I mean. Like I can't. I just couldn't do it.
yeah.
The only game of any kind where I'm okay with going like the evil route is Star Wars.
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
that's
agreed.
because everybody wants to be a part of the dark side, man.
But it's like the powers that come with are just
You're like, no, that's
they're
too
awesome.
cool. That's how they get you.
What was that? Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
The second one. Oh my god, dude, I love the dark path on that one.
Oh, yeah.
So much. Let's talk hockey.
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Well, kind of. You know, we like to stray between the fast lane and the slow lane.
Yeah.
Gritty watch.
Gritty watch.
We got a gritty story.
You want to start with the gritty watch?
I
I was
wanna
going to
start with
wrap
the-
up with it because it's dumb, but
Nothing about gritty is dumb.
Gritty is my spirit animal.
Wait,
you
wait.
leave that beautiful human
I've
whatever
got-
it is alone.
Beautiful humanoid alone.
wait until you hear the story before you pass judgment.
I'm excited.
All
I'm
right.
excited.
And in a statement issued, the keyboardist of the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band
No.
put out a thing saying that Gritty looks like they did in the 70s. Trying to really wrangle in on the fact that Gritty's fame is starting to track up and finding any way to saddle themselves along with it.
Oh my god.
I told you it was dumb.
No, well, the story itself is not dumb. The reasoning behind the story is dumb.
I was worried they were going to be like, this is a likeness lawsuit kind of thing.
No,
I thought that's where it was going to go.
No,
Excuse me?
Just they're just trying to cash in on the fact that
Yeah.
he's called Gritty, and I thought that was kind of silly.
So nitty gritty dirt band, fuck off.
You know what they should do?
What?
They should go fishing in the dark.
Yeah, they should. I think that's probably the only song I'm familiar with them. Did
Same.
you see Gritty tackling sumo wrestlers?
Yes.
The other
did.
night? I mean,
did.
that's the only thing good about the Flyers right now
Well-
is the intermission stuff.
Well,
so-
and that was on Gritty T-shirt giveaway night.
yeah. Gritty's amazing. I saw something this morning as I was taking the kids to school on NHL Network. He did something at a golf course or at a driving range.
Yeah, I saw that.
Well, I don't
And
know what
he
it was
ran-
about, but he's
he-
like out in the middle.
He
of the
ran out
driving
there to
range.
get his ball that didn't quite make it, and he chucked it towards the hole, and it's a big target, you know. And he raised his hands, and then all of a sudden you see all these golf balls flying toward him, and he's like,
So I don't golf.
Bring it
Okay.
on.
Ever. I hate that game. I hate it. I went once. A couple of my friends, when I was in the casino business, talked me into going.
Played a course or played a driving range?
Played a course.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I have gone multiple times in my life. I don't just outright be like, oh, no, I won't give it a chance. I tried. Mm-hmm. But we went, and they showed up, and I'm not kidding. These are guys who took golf serious.
That's no fun.
They had the
always the
clothes.
that's always the best.
One guy had been professional and dropped back, like he had fallen off the tail end of the tour.
Yeah.
Other guy just him and his buddies played. And I mean, they took it serious, but it was still golf, so they were drinking and smoking weed the whole time. But they were dressed to the nines. I was in cut-off brown Dickies pants and a Bob Marley t-shirt. And we were playing, and we're going along, and I hit this drive, and it just fucking hooked and landed in the driving range. So I went after it. And I just ran out into the middle of the driving range, and dudes took it upon themselves to hail fucking golf balls down on me.
They don't, yeah.
And so I just started picking up golf balls and throwing them back at them. And then I found one that looked similar to mine, and I turned and I hit it back towards the fairway. So, needless to say, like 3 holes later,
the marshal
shows up. And he goes, "Hey, you guys are fucking around." And we're like, "Well, actually, we just passed 2 other groups, so we're making good time."
Yeah.
And he goes, "That's not what I'm talking about. You're not taking this shit seriously." And I'm like, "Oh, man, I'm sorry."
Because it's called a game.
My friends here were trying to prove to me that golf isn't the white, elitist, never-ending fucking clan meeting that I think it is. Thank you so much for proving them right, fucknut. And then I left. It was the 9th hole, and I just walked off into the distance.
I was going to say, did you leave on your own, or were you escorted?
No, I just walked off. And my friends were like, "Where the fuck are you going?" I'm like, "I'm going home."
Yeah.
And I walked home.
Parking lot's that way.
I walked home.
Wow.
But anyway, that was me throwing a temper tantrum on the golf course.
I've had fun golfing a couple times, but I've always been with people that don't take it seriously. We just have fun with it.
Yeah.
You know?
If I golf, you're going to see a lot of slices.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can get a lot of distance, but usually if I'm facing, like, north, it ends up more like east-northeast when I hit the ball. Really far away, but...
I didn't know that golf was the Scottish word for asshole. It's true.
Is it really?
Yeah.
No.
It's old Gaelic, man. Look it up.
I've always told it was gentlemen only, ladies forbidden is how it started. So that's what golf stood for. But anyway, moving right along. I thought this one caught my eye. This was kind of fun. Bruins of Boston were caught filming the Ottawa defensive drill.
I like that you amended of Boston.
The Bruins of Boston. Not the UCLA Bruins, but the Bruins of Boston.
Which Bears are you talking about?
They were caught filming Ottawa Senator defensive zone drills, which raises a couple questions with me. First off, are you really that worried about Ottawa?
Yes, that was actually I was like, of all the defensive drills to be videotaped, is really that's the one we're worried about?
You know, it's one of those things that don't get me wrong, Ottawa's surprised a lot of people this year, but one, they're without Brady Tkachuk now, and he's been the bright spot for him. Are you really that worried about it? And second, what the fuck is up with Boston in general, sports?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Did the other teams not learn from Deflategate or whatever it was called with the Patriots?
Well, and it was funny because that Complete Hockey News post,
yeah,
they were like, no word on whether they plan on deflating pucks for the Knights game. I thought that was
that's brilliant.
How dumb are you to get caught? I mean,
I suppose they could shave the puck down.
Yeah. Yeah.
That'd make it harder to catch.
Cut it in half. My, that thing's really wobbly out there tonight.
I'm just picturing some schmuck in the equipment room with a fucking cheese slicer. Like,
just not even the slicer. He's got the grater, and he's going like this before the game starts. Great.
Referees come out of their locker room. They see a bunch of like puck shavings on the ground. They're like,
what the fuck is that?
Somebody's this looks small to you, Bill?
I thought, it caught my eye, and I'm like, really?
They're putting it in their pocket and smuggling it out like the rocks in the fucking Shawshank Redemption.
Right when
they're just shaking their pants leg.
right when McAvoy gets the puck or something, he just like kind of flips it up like mid play and then like pulls one out of his glove and swaps it like terribly.
Did that one go in the? No, it's right here. It didn't go in the netting. It's right there.
That yes.
Man. On a side note with the Bruins, last night's game, our boy Carlo. 2 open net like chances with Rask on the ground. Carlo went in there and saved 2 goals last night. Looked amazing.
Way to go, Brent.
Oh man, it was great. So and Boston's doing pretty good. I mean Pasternak.
And
David Pasternak right now.
Yeah.
That line, that Marchand, Pasta, Bergevin. Pasternak. Oh, I can't stand the Bruins play-by-play guy, or their color guy, whatever.
Yeah,
but that line, they really are like the best line.
Dude, you know what?
Right
I've been following them with more interest than I ever have before.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying Boston right now.
I love Boston. I've never been there, and I just love the vibe around Boston. Like I would love to go.
I'd love to go to a game.
I would love to be watching a World. And I'm not a huge baseball fan, but I would love to go watch a World Series game in Fenway right now.
You want to go where people know?
People always. I love that show. No, but seriously, I'm with you, and I've been watching a lot. I think I've been watching a lot too because Carlo's now in his third year.
Yeah,
you got a couple of our boys that have rolled into the league now, so watching how they play against each other.
Yep.
So I noticed in preseason, Carlo was covering Razzie quite a bit in that preseason game. So
yeah,
which brings me to my next point.
Razzie Watch 2018.
Yeah, this could be the last. No, we'll talk more about it because talking Razzie just pisses people off and it makes me happy. So. It's been interesting because Kyle, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, we talked a little bit about how Razzie had got scratched. I think it would have been his 6th game, and he was a healthy scratch that night.
I don't know if we mentioned on the podcast.
I think we talked probably afterwards last week about it.
But yeah, like we were trying to come up with like what is the better solution right now, like keeping there, sending him back. And right now, like it's both. I don't know. I have a hard time thinking he's got development left in the WHL. Like he can come back and tear the place up.
Agreed.
Yeah, but I think that could be. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Winning builds confidence. Forward. Winning builds confidence, and he's not going to give that in Detroit right now.
No,
he's not. Like Detroit is not just on a rebuild; they are like
Detroit's on fire right now.
It's not in a good way.
And I don't say that to jab at either one of you guys. No, you heard me before the season started. I'm like, you guys should really be excited for this team.
You know what? I'm still excited for this team.
And the future is looking bright, but I kind of thought maybe it would start off a little bit faster than what it has for the team. Because it's like, holy shit, they can't score a fucking goal to save their lives.
Just because it's Little Caesars Arena doesn't mean that they're fucking hot and ready.
Not right now. Sorry, that would be a 20-year wait on that.
I have a feeling that we're going to see very soon a shakeup in Detroit.
Yeah. You mean from the top down sort of thing?
Yeah,
I agree.
And I think it's no coincidence that Yzerman resigned as GM from Tampa.
Because he could see the writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Well, and you know the funny thing, Barry Melrose
with my family in Detroit.
Well, Barry Melrose a couple weeks ago was talking about that whole Yzerman thing. Barry Melrose is convinced that Yzerman's coming to Seattle, and I don't agree with that. I don't think he's going to end up in Seattle.
No,
I
would
welcome him.
Possible,
big ass hug.
Possible and would be great. That's cool.
Sure,
but I think he's destined for Detroit.
I feel bad too because I think Blashill's going to be gone soon, and I like Blashill.
I really do.
I do, but he got put into it like an impossible situation.
I told you I met him, didn't I?
I think you mentioned that one of the other podcasts. Earlier on.
Yeah, like at the at Nams game.
Oh yeah, he was scouting Razzie, right? Or it was last season, right?
It was at the end of Detroit was already done for
during
the
playoffs last year.
Yeah. And then he was up here for Razzie. I didn't know he was here. And
usually we don't know.
Like weeks before, I had run into Chris Draper, which was really cool because I grew up watching that guy.
Yeah.
And got to meet him, talk to him for a bit. So that was really cool. But like,
seems like a great guy.
Yeah, he was friendly, approachable, and I was like, well, I won't, bug you guys. I just wanted to say hey. And he was like, no, stay in chat. You're good.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Sweet. You want to go grab a beer, maybe some dinner?
What's up?
So how's your family doing?
How about that weather? He was like, no, you're not interrupting anything. Like,
cool.
And I was like, okay, cool, but I really had nothing else to say.
Do you remember that? You remember that time?
Remember that time?
Was he just hanging out in the stands?
He was with the other assistant to the GM, waiting for Razzie to come out. And like,
downstairs. Okay.
Shortly after I had talked to him for a bit, Razzie came out, and I was like, all right, well,
gotcha.
You guys do it. So, Blanchell though, like I was in the break room, not the break room, the media room, and I was getting coffee.
Mm-hmm.
It was like the last cup out of the pot, and I emptied it. There wasn't much left. And I started making another one, and I had my cup off to the side while I was getting another one ready, because that's coffee etiquette. You get the last bit out of the cup.
You start the next pot.
You start the next pot.
Fuck yeah, man.
My family doesn't get that.
Man.
You want to come over and kick my family's ass?
I will learn them.
You know what I did?
Coffee foo. That's what I'm black belt in.
Dude, you know what I did because that pissed me off so much? I went and bought a fucking Keurig and put it in my bedroom on my nightstand. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll just take care of this. Fine.
Sure.
Fuck you, assholes.
So I see this guy in the corner of my eye, and he's got a cup in his hand, just kind of like,
where's the coffee?
Where's the coffee? And I'm like,
bitch.
Oh, man, I don't know who this guy is. So I was like, well, here you go. You can have mine. I'm just going to make another pot. And he was like, oh, you sure? And I look up at him, and I'm like, I recognize you.
Hey. Joey, Jimmy, Jeff. It's Jeff.
Yeah. Hey, Mike Babcock.
I've seen you on TV before.
Have you ever noticed that he sounds exactly like Mike Babcock?
Oh, yeah.
When they're in the same room together, you can't tell the difference between the two just by listening.
You know what my wife always says, and it's so hilarious about Mike Babcock? She's like, he looks like his lips just fit perfectly together. Because he's got the little. I always call it a snapping turtle hook at the top.
Yeah.
And it just fits right in that little slot in the bottom.
That's so
She brought that
funny.
up during the Winter Classic a couple years ago. I'm like,
that's so good.
and I'm looking
funny.
at him. I'm like,
It
God damn,
really
woman, you
does.
are absolutely right.
Dude, it's so funny when somebody will break the glass like that, and now you can't unsee it. You
Yeah,
know
like
what I
Tom
mean?
Cruise, how he has a tooth in the middle of his face.
Yes. I never knew, and then somebody showed me that picture. I'm like, oh, fuck.
And then you're like, wait, because you have two front teeth. Like, which one are the two front teeth now? You don't even know. You can't look, and they all look like he's got fucking 5 front teeth.
Cruise. Oh, God. Okay, where were Razzie? We were talking Razzie.
We were talking about
yeah.
Razzie.
So,
coming up.
To end where you're saying, if you guys are ever at a major junior arena and there's you've got some players on the team that are really good, keep your eyes out because you never know who's going to show up.
I don't know
never
why,
know.
but I really wanted to be like Major Junior.
Major junior? Yes, Sergeant Pee Wee. That whenever you guys say.
There's another
I
thing
gotcha.
after the Razzie thing, but I think it would probably looking at the two though. I think it'd be best if Razzie came back.
I do too. He's not getting any ice time in Detroit. He's averaging 12 minutes a night. He got demoted down to 4th line. This Friday is game 9 for him. So, Anderson Dolan came back to Spokane. He had a 5-game preview there, and most people didn't think Anderson Dolan was even going to make opening day roster. So the fact that he spent 5 games up there, which now
really
fuck,
cool.
Spokane's even better now.
Yeah,
But
good for
Razzie.
him.
Oh no, absolutely good for him getting that little taste. Razzie, the plan I think for Detroit from the beginning was to really get him in there, but I don't think they factored in how bad the season was going to start.
I don't think he's doing bad just because he's not putting up points. He's in the right place at the right time. He is in front of the net. He is the new Thomas Holmstrom.
I was going to say, dude, what's happening is he's not getting the support that a new player like that would need.
Yeah,
exactly. A 19-year-old trying to break in. Zadina was in a good situation because Zadina, technically, as being on loan from his European team, was able to go to the AHL at 18 years old. Razzie doesn't have. I mean, obviously, if the A was an option for Razzie right now, it's an easy fix. You send him to the A, let him get some development there. But I mean, I'm with you. We talked about this before. How much development can you get coming back to the Dub? I think from a talent perspective, there's not much more development. What it'll do, it'll send his confidence through the roof.
Yeah,
because he's going to have a dominant season if he's back in Tri-City. The Americans are already looking great.
What do you think happens if he comes here? If he comes back, where do you see us this year? Us, air quotes.
I don't know.
The local hockey team here, where do I see them?
Yeah.
So they've shown me a lot the last couple of games. The Seattle game last week was great.
Yeah.
They deserved to win. And Seattle, coming into that night, was number 1 in the division. Mm-hmm. Seattle's been playing great. The Americans fought really hard that night. The next night, they go into Seattle and win again. They played Seattle 3 in a row. They won 2 of them. Last night, they go to Prince George, a place they don't traditionally do too well in. Nobody does because Prince George is 8,000 miles away from every other team in the league. But they went in there last night, got a 5-1 win. They traded for that kid from Kelowna. Did you hear about that trade?
Yep.
Forget what his name was, but the first goal scorer last night was the kid from Kelowna. Brett Clayton had a goal last night. As a team, they're really starting to gel. They're on a 3-game win streak. If Razzie comes back, I'm not going to necessarily say they go on the run they did last year, but they definitely become a playoff team for sure, in my opinion. And they might do some damage.
Yeah.
You see Connor Dwyer? You see what he got?
No.
Only 4 games. Sorry. Let's back up a second here. You're not the person I was talking to about that. The guy that sits next to me at the game's Jake, who I think you know Jake. Don't know what his last name is, but he knows you because his kid plays at the Toyota in Bantam or something. His kid's 14.
There's a lot of people. I feel really bad because I'm really bad with names and faces, and there have been multiple times I'm out and about somewhere, and they're like, "Hey, Kyle, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Hey, stranger who has my name, what's up?"
You want to talk about bad with names, though? Me and this guy have literally sat next to each other for the last 4 seasons, and I just learned his name 2 weeks ago, and it wasn't because I asked; it was because the guy in front of me told me what his name was. So Anyway, Jake and I, the last home game, was that last Friday? The one where you were fuzzy? Yeah, the AM Seattle game.
Yeah.
Jake was talking to a friend of his up in Everett and said, well, it looks like Connor DeWare is going to be gone for a while. And we thought it meant injury. I'm like, oh, that sucks. You don't want to see that happen. Come to find out, he had 2 minors, a major, and a game misconduct all at the same time in a game last Friday.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. He ends up getting but so then he told me that, and I'm like, oh, well, he was playing dirty, then I get rid of him. I don't care. I mean, I don't want to see anybody get injured, but if he's playing dirty, he gets 4 games out of it. Riley Bruce from the Tri-City Americans also received a 4-game suspension last week. Did anybody hear about that? No. 4-game suspension for something that wasn't even called in the game. It was reviewed after the game, and he gets a 4-game suspension.
What?
Connor DeWare takes 19 minutes of penalties on one play and gets a 4-game suspension. How does that add up?
I see how that kind of stuff happens, though, because like if something happens and the referees miss it, like there's a lot that's sent up to the league.
Oh, absolutely. It happens in the NHL all the time.
There's been times like they'll need something, like they'll see something and they're like, "Hey, we might need this," kind of thing. Not to me. I'm not saying this isn't from personal.
I know what you mean,
but like that stuff happens. It does. It's just not common.
But my thing is it's something that wasn't even evident in the game other than somebody was watching it. Somebody higher up was watching, and I'm talking about with Riley Bruce in Seattle.
Yeah.
Somebody caught something, and probably from the Seattle bench or somebody said, we want the league to look at this. Okay, they looked at it. They said, yeah, it should have been called 4-game suspension. Connor DeWare sounds like he tried to murder a guy on the ice. It only gets a 4-game suspension. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, just throwing that out there. So anyway, if Razzie comes back, the team's better. They do well, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
AMs are doing good. U.S. Division's is really bunched up right now. It's going to be a fun year.
Yes.
It's going to be a fun year. We're only 11 games in, so.
So I got a little topic I wanted to bring up, and it's, again, just because it's my neck of the woods as far as being a fan goes and the spirit of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Baruchel has a book coming out.
Okay.
Interesting.
It comes out next Tuesday.
Did you order
October 30th, I did.
Okay.
It's called Born Into It.
Okay.
A Habs fan memoir.
He's a huge Habs fan.
Yeah. So it's going to be him talking about the ups and downs of that, along with it driving him to tell the story of the Goon and just hockey in general. So it's what I've read a couple excerpts. Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, I like him a lot too.
And it's really like what it's like on top of all the hockey stuff, it's also like what it's like to be a Canadian in Hollywood and trying to explain the game of hockey to people and like explain why fights are important and like so much. It looks really, really good. I'll have it on the shelf in the shop. But you guys, even if you don't get it from me, pick it up, check it out, and read it.
Cool. I like that. Yeah, he's awesome.
It's just it's cool to see the when we get the fans in Hollywood that draw more attention to the game. I mean, it was really, really big when Gretzky was in LA.
Oh yeah.
Like that was a whole thing. But I mean, beyond that, the resurgence of very open, famous fans is cool.
One of the best fan pictures out there of a famous person is still Will Ferrell in the King's jersey flipping the crowd off. Yeah, that's awesome. Of course, Kings aren't doing so well right now either.
And you know who's very, very, very outspoken about that is Will Wheaton. Huge Kings fan.
Is he? Yeah. Nice.
Huge Kings fan.
I used to follow him.
Will Wheaton?
And he was like constantly like posting play-by-play stuff.
Yeah,
nice.
It was kind of cool, but at the same time, I was like, "Come on, man, this isn't like you're not a football fan. Stop this! Like you literally don't need to post every play."
Yeah. Kevin Smith.
Oh yeah,
got to go.
Devils fan, right?
Well, I thought he was an Oilers.
He's an Oilers fan.
Is he?
He's from Jersey.
Yeah, I was say Jersey.
He's from Jersey, but he's always been an Oilers fan.
Okay.
And so with Connor McDavid there, he's getting pretty chirpy on his Twitter.
Kevin Smith is.
Yeah. But I don't know if you've seen Kevin. He had a heart attack
Lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, he's down 100 pounds. He's
Wow.
under 200 pounds for the first time since he was in
Good for him.
middle school, I believe he said.
Good for him.
But got to come down waving the big flag
In Edmonton?
Nice. Yeah, so
Nice.
really, really cool stuff happening there.
Another thing that kind of caught my eye, and this is we're going back to how bad Detroit is right now.
Yeah,
I know
so
you
let's
guys
keep dwelling on that.
You guys appreciate that. Let's just beat a dead horse. Let's just beat a dead
You
horse.
know, I as a guy who's grown up watching Detroit
Dominate.
just be successful.
Yeah. I don't know what that's like because I'm a Flyers fan.
Like
Yep.
I'm not saying that like. I think it's okay to be mad. Like it's definitely okay to be mad. It's it's okay to be upset. Like
Do the holes in your wall? Is that you're trying?
no,
to justify
I'm not saying
those
like
right
that.
now?
I mean, it's okay to be like,
damn it!
yeah, no. I'm not punching holes in my walls or anything like that. Like, I'm still watching the games. I'm still like,
Sure.
But it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I expect it kind of at this point. Like this part of the rebuild. Like
Yeah, dude.
like me being upset that they're losing like every game except for one.
Like any other abusive relationship, it needs to hit rock bottom before it can start to rebuild.
Very true.
I mean, I'm not like
It's a circle of life, boys.
I mean, I'm not like, fuck Detroit. Like I go in the comment section and some people are being like vicious.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
And I don't know why I go to the comment section on anything ever because it's the worst. It's a cesspool of the internet.
that's
yeah.
the next Buried Puck shirt I want.
What's that?
I want a Buried Puck shirt that just on the back of the shirt says "fuck the comments section."
It's bad. I had, yeah. Anyway, it's bad because there's a lot of people that go in and they think they know hockey and they think they know how like being a GM is and things like that. And everybody's like Fire Blast Hill, fuck Howard, all this stuff. And it's like, guys, like Detroit can't win, and you can't blame Jimmy Howard if they're not scoring because that man cannot score.
Right.
He cannot. Well, I mean, he could, but
he could.
Odds are
He's never going to be staring at an empty net at the other end at this
Jimmy,
point. So.
Jimmy, we're gonna need you to do literally everything.
Okay, the fans in the comment section are really mad at you right now, and you need to skate this fucker up.
Hey, at least pull out an A every game. That get an apple out there.
Twat Eyes 69 said,
I think he's got.
said he really thinks that you're not doing enough.
That's the best. Actually, I had a conversation with a friend.
I'm friends with Twat Eyes. God damn it!
I'm just friends with.
I'm sorry. I just keep going with
Twat
that.
Eyes. I had a conversation with a friend recently about just the difference between like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and the crowd that follows each. Now, I'd mentioned that I dislike Twitter the most because people use screen names. They don't have their real name out there. It's less personal. They can say whatever the fuck they want with less repercussion. Facebook's a little different because you can see it's like a fake troll account. Like if you have like no friends and no posts or anything,
Right.
And if like the picture is like some meme or whatever, you're a really cool dude, whatever. But like I hate Twitter, but I have to use it for other reasons. And those, I think Twitter's usually like the worst. Then Facebook, then Instagram, as far as like
I think Instagram's the best. Of
that's what I'm saying. Like,
far,
that's what I'm saying. I love
Yeah.
Instagram the most. Like Instagram's my favorite app at the moment.
Right.
Snapchat, I don't know what the fuck that is still.
I can't wrap my brain around that. As I'm obviously not tween age enough.
People prefer to text me on Snapchat, and I fucking hate it. I hate it.
All I know is my oldest, my 18-year-old, he's on Snapchat, and like every 3 seconds, his phone is like flashing at him because somebody sent him a Snapchat, and it's like, and the flash goes off. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, I just got a Snapchat from my girlfriend. 2 seconds later, what the hell? Oh, the Snapchat from one of my friends.
I hate
what the fuck.
I hate the thing where it goes away, like the messages.
Oh yeah,
because there's times I'll go back and I don't check my messages like on time.
Right.
Sometimes. And I'll go back and I'll do something wrong and the message disappears and I'm like, look, I don't know what you just said. Fucking text me like a real person.
Yes, dude, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
We don't have an official Buried Puck Snapchat, do we?
No. Barry Puck only lives on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Right now.
Old man social media.
Yes, and we brought the MySpace back because we've got a few bands that are going to be involved with it. But I'm just playing. I wouldn't even know how to log into MySpace anymore.
I'd really like to see my old MySpace.
I managed
page.
to log into my old MySpace recently.
You got into yours?
Yeah, but like when they got like bought and resold, like dumped everything. So
Oh.
it's just the main profile picture.
Yeah.
And like I think some of my friends are still there.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like there's nothing on the profile. There's no pictures, no messages, nothing.
You know what's funny is I'm pretty sure I started it with like a Yahoo email that I haven't used in 15, 16 years.
What upsets me
I think mine might have been a Gmail. I don't remember, but
is I have a Hotmail account
Ah!
I can't get rid of because it's tied to my MSN, like my Windows stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So like logging into my fucking computer
Yeah.
is some name I won't repeat because it was clearly made when I was a teenager.
No, I want to hear it.
Twat 69.
No,
It is you.
exposed. It is Ninja House.
Yes.
And if you
If
email
only you can
now,
see the look on his face
now,
right now.
if you email me, I'm not going to get it because I just don't like that account.
Yeah.
Has just nothing. It's nothing but junk mail at this point. Like, there's no sifting. There's never a time I go in there and I'm like, oh, this is an important email.
There's 950,000 ads for emails
Dude,
from
it's
fucking Adam and
sad.
Eve.
Yeah, and I can't get rid of it. Like, I can't, like, for some reason, I can't sign up with a different email and have everything like
Yeah.
Xbox and all that switched to
Right.
that account. Like,
Yeah.
it's tied to this dumbass email forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So, thanks MSN. Thanks Microsoft.
And Apple does the same thing. I've got like 2 or 3 different iTunes accounts out there, and you be damned if you try to merge all those together. I'm the same person. It's the same credit card. Yeah, but it's different email addresses. So
anyone can start an email address.
Yeah.
Like, that's the dumbest.
I mean,
Like, using that as identification is the fucking stupidest shit ever.
I wanted to put everything under Twat 69, but that one was already taken. So, it's funny. What started this whole path was I wanted to talk about Arby's.
Well, how?
Arby's
Okay.
and the Red Wings.
First off, gross.
What? Arby's?
Loose meat sandwiches and the Red Wings. I'll let you infer on your own.
You didn't take long to get that, but for our Detroit,
That's
I like mine bloody rare. So
Ham wallet.
the picture on complete is that Complete Hockey News that posted that. So Arby's had a promotion in Detroit where if a player scored a hat trick, you got free curly fries. Which hey, that's a win-win. You know, love their curly fries. Because of the start to the season that the Red Wings have gone through, the promotion is now if the Red Wings just score 3 goals as a team, you will get free curly fries.
when
and
you're
that's
motivated,
still not happening.
when you get motivated to score based on curly fries.
You
Like, guys-
see Blasio going through the locker room. Hey, curly fries are on the line for tomorrow, guys. Come on.
The fans need curly fries.
That just makes me think of here. The most irritating thing to me in the entire world. We're going to
Burger
Ranch.
How many?
I
don't fucking care.
I've literally never been there.
I've never gone either, but there's some people in that arena that live for those 5 goals, dude. They
Oh, my
live for
God.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna say. I was about to say. I'll tell you guys off air. But
Well, yeah, and I'm not roasting Burger Ranch.
No,
their food's fine. you
yeah,
know?
the food's
never
great.
been
It's a local establishment. Support local. Go check them out. But yeah, it's like really.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I get
Sure.
the promotions. I
Yeah.
get it. But
You know, Proof Gastropub is now 50% off all appetizers if you wear your AMS gear on game day.
Ooh.
Just wanted to throw that out there.
I hope they know that we threw that out there.
Yeah, I'll let Proof know. I'll tag him in this. I love Proof. Proof is good. But
Hashtag proof. Hashtag Twat69.
Twat 69 Gastropub.
Yeah, that won't get us a phone call later
No, it won't. I apologize.
for an email.
I'll burn us to the ground.
I don't even care.
You know,
Don't care.
here's the thing with the whole Arby's thing. I'm really disappointed in that. Like, I understand
Like that they lowered the standards.
Yeah, fuck you. Have some pride in your team.
They lowered the difficulty.
Yeah,
Guys, the bar's been here. We're gonna bring it on down to like here.
because we're not giving away enough curly fries. Shut the really.
you know, like when you're playing a video game and you just keep dying and getting your ass kicked in it, and
it's
it
easy.
lowers the difficulty down to like beginner for you. It's like, oh, here you go, bud.
Yeah. Oh, it's there you go.
We've noticed that you're not winning a lot, so we're going to help you out.
You know what? The game's just going to go on auto run.
Yeah.
That's fucking 10 play.
You know what?
Dude.
If the Red Wings show up to a game, curly fries.
As long as the Red Wings skate out for warm-ups, you get curly fries.
You know what?
Stuff
you know what?
Because it's a possibility they might not.
No, fuck that. You get no curly fries. Blame Jimmy Howard.
You only get curly fries if Jimmy Howard scores a goal. That's it.
Somebody
all on you, man.
Somebody walks into an Arby's with a Jimmy Howard jersey and they're like, get out. We don't serve your kind around here.
Oh, my God.
I'm ordering a Howard jersey when I get home.
I have one.
I know you do. I've seen it.
I got to give you some props. And we didn't talk about this. So you didn't know I was going to bring this up. I just thought about it. After that Kelowna game a couple weeks ago, somebody on one of the social media pages tried to blame the local goaltender for the problems that the team is going through.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh,
and I saw what you said about, and you were absolutely right. The first star of the game last night was one Mr. Beck Warm.
Yeah.
He's been doing great, and I love the fact that you stood up and said, "What the fuck?" I mean, not
what I missed. Tell me.
I was professional. I was polite.
Somebody said, "You gotta let Boyko play because Worm's just not doing it." Worm fucking stood on his head that night in that game. He really did. He's been doing really good this year.
Worm's been fantastic.
Worm's been great, and that shows you give him a lot of start and play time, and we knew he'd get better, and he has. But somebody said, "Get Worm out of there." In essence, get Worm out, put Boyko in, and Kyle came to Worm's defense and said, "Really?" And then went on, and then I like how the person backtracked.
Did.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying, Worm's just playing a lot of minutes. I don't think it's good for him right now.
Yeah,
whatever.
That's not what you said.
That's not what you said. You said Worm sucks.
He was being mean.
Oh yeah, he was.
And I was like, no, dude, listen here. I think that night he faced like 37 shots, stopped 35,
34. It was a 3-2.
That's a lot. That's a lot of shots.
Well, like last night he got first star for stopping 35 of 36. So right around.
And he's still in a good save percentage overall.
Oh, absolutely.
Like he's still he does see a lot of shots.
Yes.
And yeah, I was like,
oh, and that was the night that one of those goals was a bouncing puck.
Yeah. Like
as somebody that's played goal, this. That puck starts bouncing, anything can happen.
Yeah.
Anything. And that's what happened to him.
One of the shots that freaked me out the most is if people are like if they're like on a penalty kill or something. Like we're on the power play.
Yeah.
And they they clear it like from the other end. I'm fucking scared of that puck because like that thing could bounce at any time.
Yep.
And just like I could put myself in front of it. And then it'll like catch like a chunk of ice weird and then flip and then bounce back in.
How many times
has happened?
How many times have we seen that happen at the NHL level?
And I am and I'm not at the level to prepare myself for that kind of shit.
Right. So. Well, my point is, though, look at the NHL level. There's a lot of guys there that aren't prepared for that.
It happens. It's just nature of the puck, nature of the ice.
But I was really happy you did that.
Yeah, and I noticed.
It was so true.
I noticed the next day I was looking at my notifications because I wanted to see what this kid said back. And I'm not typically the guy that.
Right.
I like to say I don't like going in the comment section, but sometimes I find myself there, and I usually don't say anything.
He's like Joe Rogan. The only people dumber than people that write on the comment section is me because I read the comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then the people who pay to listen to him talk.
Who, Joe Rogan?
Yeah, he always says that. He's always like, "I'm dumb, but you got to be dumber than me because you paid money to listen to me."
Anyways,
but I typically don't engage.
Right.
But that time I was just like, back off.
Somebody's got to say something.
Well, the guys see this stuff. These kids. They do check, they do look, and they do see this kind of stuff that people are saying about them.
Yep.
And because they're young and they're just breaking into this kind of thing, they're starting to see this attention firsthand now. And
right.
And I mean that's not exactly why I did it, but I was just kind of like, you're wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not thinking, not ever thinking I'm going to change someone's mind on the internet because that rarely happens.
Yeah.
But you did get a response that was that's not what I meant. Well, that is what you meant.
And Beck's girlfriend loved my comment.
Awesome.
So I was like,
yep. Well, because it's so true. Here's the thing. Fans are at a lot of different levels. And we had this conversation early on about let's not be gatekeepers. Don't ever be a gatekeeper to the game. So you're going to have a fan that's not very informed, and you're going to have a lot of fans that are informed. I think true fans owe it. And you weren't disrespectful in that. It was pretty much just, hey, back off. You're wrong in what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was respectful and professional.
No, I just laughed. I thought, good for you, Kyle, because it's so true. But fans are at different levels, especially ones that are just breaking into the game or really have no fucking clue what they're talking about. They need to listen to other people because it's not the coach, it's not the goalie. It's a team sport, you know?
Yeah.
And I've already seen people calling for Buckburger's head. And it's like, dude, we are 11 games into this guy's first tenure as a WHL coach.
Yeah.
How long does Adam... here's another thing. Adam Foote's now the coach in Kelowna.
Yep. I was going to mention that. Forgot.
How long until they start roasting him, man?
Yeah, like, it's like that guy that sits in front of me at the games. Yells at the referees for literally everything.
Yes.
The guy we were talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yells at the referees. He's like, nice assist, ref. And I'm like, really? Like, okay, I understand, like, part of hockey, the fun in hockey sometimes going to a game is having a couple beers and just shit talking.
Oh, yeah.
That is the fun.
Absolutely.
I do love that part, and I encourage it. But this guy literally bashes the refs every time he opens his mouth.
Yeah.
And it drives me insane. Like,
I only do that
dude.
when Campbell's in town. If it's Campbell, I'm bashing him. Anybody else?
So here's the thing: and I've said this before. I have huge beef with the officiating.
Yeah,
but
everybody does.
You know what? I understand that it's junior level officiating too. They're doing their best.
Yeah.
When I'm yelling,
I don't know if I'd call it their best, but anyway.
They're
doing
I was
something.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
They're also coming up in the ranks.
Yes,
they're
exactly.
also learning. Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, yeah.
If I'm chirping, normally I'm yelling at us. I'm yelling at our team.
Yeah.
Like, come on, boys, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah.
Move, quit dumping chase. You know?
I do have to say that you might not remember, and I don't mean that to be condescending, but because of the game Friday and where your head was at, it was really bad, the officiating, and it was Campbell.
I was not watching the game.
Yeah.
I had my head in the monitors.
To the cloud!
Yeah. No, I was. Like, that whole game, I rarely looked up at the ice.
Yeah.
I was like on the screen on occasion, and then when someone
Or
scored,
looking down at the desk.
That was the thing.
I was looking down at the desk because it was like black,
Not moving.
It's black and it was dark, and I looked at that, and occasionally I talked back to the guy that was shadowing me, but like even just like raising my voice to talk to him was straining me.
You probably shouldn't have been there that day.
No, I should not.
Was
have been.
Hindsight's
that
20/20.
who we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
What up, Joe?
What up, Joe?
If you're out there listening.
Yeah.
Does he listen? You get him listening if he's not.
Yeah. I'll tell him we name checked him.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said something about you.
Yeah.
Don't know where.
Yeah.
Don't fast forward because that doesn't work on this somehow. Just listen to the whole thing.
We put out that his internet handle was Twat-Eye69.
Twat-Eye 69. Blow him up. No, I get what you're saying, though, and it's like... It's frustrating sometimes to be a fan among fans because some of these fans are just
there's a line.
69s, man. But
Dude, you know what?
There's a line.
Yeah.
that's what our next shirt's going to say. Don't be a twat 69.
There you go.
No, now here's the
Start
thing.
the hashtag, baby.
I'm actually going to look on Twitter and see if that exists.
It's
Just
out
in
there.
case we're not like bashing some guy.
It's just some random dude. If that was an actual handle, it would kill me. We're just out here bashing this random guy.
I bet you it
Like,
is.
what the fuck did I do? Did you find him?
Okay, it's not Twilight 69, but it's close.
Okay, cool. As long as it's not exactly,
Yeah.
we're good. We're good.
I just like you to
Don't. As I say, don't mention it. Holy fucking shit! I'm so glad
I'm not
we're
gonna
out of
say
a video right
How
now.
close?
Oh my
I'm not going to say
God.
how close the name is because
dear
I
God.
really don't want you guys to look.
No.
No. We don't want to actually.
No, you
hang
do not
anybody
want
out
to. You do
just
not
right
want to look at this. I promise you. You do not want to look that up.
Big congrats to Carey Price.
Yep.
Yeah.
Side Patrick Waugh for second most wins in Montreal history. And you, Kyle, you said he's only 24 away now from Jacques Plante.
Something like that. Yeah.
I mean, he'll get it.
Oh yeah, I think so.
I mean, Carey's still young enough. He's got several more years left. He'll get 24 more wins.
You
so.
think
He's
several?
about my age.
You
He's
think
31,
several?
isn't he?
31,
32?
32,
He was drafted in 07, so he was 18 in 07. 28. He's only like
He
30.
is about my age, I think.
All right. Cool.
He's only about 30.
Cool.
He's got some years in him.
I give him
he
5
could-
more at least.
Dude, he can brodeur that shit. I
I
don't
love
care.
it. I love that I typed
Stay
in
for
Carey.
1,000 years.
I love that I typed in Carey
Yeah.
in Google and it automatically came up.
Well, I was going to say I
Price.
give him 5 more years, but in all honesty, all the injury stuff he's had. you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see. But I'm calling it right here. Carey Price is going to get 25 more
No, you
wins
got
to
that.
be
Yeah.
the all-time winningest. So, congrats to him. Probably had a banana after the game to celebrate. So
He is 31.
31. Okay,
Yep.
so yeah,
does he hold the stem and peel it from the bottom?
The banana master.
and then just kind of stare at everyone around him.
Yeah.
Congrats. Also, this was a cool one. Jordan Tutu,
oh yeah,
who has been somebody that I've followed his career a lot since he came out of junior. Such a story. I'm not going to go into it all because I don't know the whole story, but a lot of heartache. Junior was a very hard time for him. Tutu has dealt with addiction. He's dealt with the death of a twin brother as he's gone through his junior career. But he played his junior career in Brandon, Manitoba, which Brandon's part of the WHL. Played junior there, then went on to a great career. Oh, man, who all did he play for? Detroit, Chicago,
New Jersey, Nashville. Nashville's where he started.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Nashville's the one that drafted him. Incredible story. Do you remember the name of his book that he wrote?
All the Way.
All the Way. Okay,
Yep.
so if you get a chance, check that out. I still haven't read it all yet, but check it out. Anyway, incredible
I read it.
story.
I've read it.
Good one. Right?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was kind of a tough read because it's like, it's not just like the death of his brother. It was. There's so much more that goes on behind it. You know.
Yeah, and you're the one that told me a lot more.
Yeah. And I didn't know a lot of that, and I really liked him before I read the book.
Yeah.
And before I knew about all this, like he just looked like he was definitely the kind of guy that was really hungry and really wanted to play the game.
He was a gritty grinder out there.
He was mean.
Yeah,
and he was
with
scrappy.
some talent behind it too.
Like he's not very tall. But I would be terrified of him on the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that's just how he was. He was, he stood up for his teammates no matter where he played. Like, he was definitely that enforcer kind of guy, but not, I don't know. I didn't really see him as a dirty player.
But super, sweet, too. One of the videos I think about him from a couple years ago, he's coming off the ice for warm-ups, and there's this little kid on the bench in Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, Tutu! And he stops. He goes, what's up, buddy? You like that stick? The little kid's like, He's like, cheers, man. Enjoy. Walks away, and the little kid's just elated.
Lights up.
I'm like, there's a fan for life now because of that 10 seconds that Tutu just took to give him his stick.
Did you see?
That's a lifelong hockey fan.
Did you see... Oh, man. I know it's off topic, but it's on topic.
We're always off topic.
God, why am I brain farting? Oh, PK. Did you see PK coming off the ice and fist bumping that kid?
Mm-mm.
So this little kid hanging out right by the,
PK and
just
kids,
reaches down, little kid, probably 4, maybe 5.
It's awesome.
And he pounded that kid's fist.
Yep.
Pop! And the kid's like... Which I know it's an audio medium, so none of that translated. But
we saw it and we laughed. The people.
I think that's one of the best parts about hockey is like the interaction with kids. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, you see it in football, kind of, I guess, but like, I don't know. I don't see player interaction with kids like during warm-ups or during games and stuff.
Baseball's another one. You see some of that in there.
Baseball, you see it. You see it
because it's easier to be connected with the players, I think, in baseball.
Yeah.
How many times do you see like an outfielder playing catch with the kid in the stands?
Yeah.
During warm-ups.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great.
And in hockey, you see guys tossing pucks over the glass.
Oh,
kids.
man, that one little kid just like...
Well, what about a couple years ago when they were doing the Road to the Winter Classic?
Yeah.
And they were following the Caps and...
Penguins?
Might have been. It was 2 or 3 years.
I think it was
a few
the
years ago. But the Caps, that little girl, and she just passed away not too long ago.
Oh yeah,
and it was devastating for the whole team when that happened. But you watch that; she's coming with them on road trips.
Yeah,
that's right.
And Boston was another one that had a girl like that. They bring them on road trips. They bring the family.
Oh
out, fly them around.
Chara was really good.
Yep,
really close with her.
And actually, Chara and even Marchand. I mean, much as you hate him on the ice, like some of this behind the scenes stuff, he's just taking care of the family. Really making that child feel welcome. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the one in Washington, that little girl passed away. I think it was late last season. But what hockey players do for the community and stuff. Oh, yeah. And I think, and I don't know,
that's not to say that like those other sports don't.
No, absolutely not.
But with hockey, it feels like it happens
a lot
more.
Like it's almost like it's an expectation. I don't say that the players do it because they feel like it's expected of them, but it's become so ingrained in.
I think they expect
now.
it of themselves.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
And something I will say is like when I was working ice crew the first season I was here, the best part of the job easily was running out there. I'd kind of race the other ice guy.
Yeah.
When we go get the nets or whatever, to go get the game puck.
Oh yeah.
If they weren't gonna like pick it up, if nobody's gonna pick it up, and it wasn't like a significant puck for anything, like a lot of times they'd just leave it after a period or something.
Right.
We'd snag it and find like some little kid and toss it to them.
That's awesome.
That'd make their night. And it
I
was
think Coiner or Parker or Coin's doing that now a lot.
Yeah.
He always makes sure the kid in the stands has a puck after the game.
Oh yeah. And it got to the point where it wasn't like we were just like handing out free pucks, all the time. Like,
right.
It was just if the chance came by, we were just like, they clearly don't want it, so toss it to a kid, and they love it. They eat it up. They love it. So I'm gonna mention this because it's really cool. The other ice guy, when he was doing it last year, every game he would go up to the store, buy a few pucks, and toss them out to kids during the games.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Like he was spending like 40 upwards of like $40 a game.
That's cool.
Wow.
And
That's
he would,
really
and just,
cool.
Just to pass out pucks to kids.
That is really dope, though.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
He would get them fired up. Like he'd pound on the glass and right on the net and kind of like, while the Zamboni was going by.
Yeah.
And if some kids were getting fired up, then he'd toss them a puck.
That's awesome. One of the coolest things, I think, on that line real quick, the Jack in the Box thing. So like the 3 stars of the game, they each get, I think it's a $15 or $20 gift certificate to Jack in the Box. And there's no expectation from anybody of what they do with that. It's, hey, you got a star, here's a gift certificate. Never fails. Those dudes always, as they're walking back the tunnel, they give that gift certificate to a kid.
Yeah.
Up in the stands. And like the year that, and I don't know if it happened with your kid, but when Chris was out there, my kid 2 seasons ago, Austin, was like, hey, you want this?
Yeah.
Austin had first star, and he gave it to him. I've seen visiting players do that, which I think is real classy. The visiting players will come out and get a star, and as they're going out the visitor bench, they're handing it to AM's kids.
Yep. Really cool.
And it's just making the kids feel a part of it, man. It's so important.
It's always refreshing to see, like, the humanizing side of things like that. It's always fun because, a lot of people just come to the games and they're like, these guys are here for my entertainment. And it's like, well, come on. They're humans too. They're people. They got shit going on in their lives. Like, they have these moments too. Like, whether you're home or away. Like,
well, and it's always been something we talk about in encouraging the game and the love of the game and us wanting to branch that out. Branch, not branch.
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 I was hanging from a branch the other day.
I know a guy. Never mind. But I think that's part of the game too, and part of what the culture of hockey is about is violent, gentlemen.
Yep.
Like you still have
a perfect name.
You have to port yourself as somebody who is doing something for the community. Like that's part of who it is, and it's ingrained in you from the start of the game. And if you're not doing that, then it's not helping. But I do have one more topic I want to talk about before we get out of here.
Cool.
So over the week, over $1 billion in tax revenue gained by the country of Canada through the sale of recreational legal marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
What impact does this have on not motivating kids to go outside and play?
I had an interesting thought on. Did we talk about this last week?
No, we talked about it on the Slack channel, but we didn't talk about it on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That whole thing was interesting.
Yeah, so
the legalization?
I just wonder how it's going to impact the game in Canada.
Well, I think from a professional level, you saw Connor McDavid's comments about the whole thing was pretty much, well, if the NHL doesn't look into adding this to the pain regime, they're stupid.
Yeah.
First off, ain't going to happen because 24 teams are in the U.S. and it's not federally legal. It's not going to happen anytime soon.
No, not with
So
the
sorry,
current-
Connor, on that. The other side of it, you're absolutely right. It does, because how many of these guys get addicted to opioids and all that kind of stuff because of their pain?
And no pharmaceutical company is going to stop that. They don't give a shit.
No,
like that's the thing is, it's like
we're getting away from what Cory asked.
No. I wanted the conversation to happen.
It's a good topic though. I mean, because
that would be a fun game of hockey.
I think,
cool, dude. Just hey, man, if you could just pass it to me like every now and then.
Oh, you scored on me, man.
Hey, dude, Jimmy Howard just scored.
Oh, Tuarez is going to be mad.
So, but I mean, he does bring up a good point. It would minimize addiction to these medications because I mean, guys like take a lot of medication to handle soreness and pain.
Yeah,
and he's mentioned. I think he mentioned him or someone else mentioned. If you guys don't think that people are managing their pain levels with marijuana already in the NHL, you're insane. He's like people do.
Oh.
People do.
Riley Cote came out and talked about it the last couple of years.
Yeah, like because it's for one, it's cheaper.
Yeah,
and then two, it's
more effective.
Well, and according to that book,
less harmful
about with Derek Bugard, yes, the league does test for marijuana, but if you're popped for it, there's no penalty for it.
Yeah,
that's not one of those things.
That was the thing
penalizing.
that came out too when oh my God, what's his name? Nate Schmidt got suspended. That was another thing that came out. Like, he'll get like what? What do you get? Like 20 games?
20 games
for the grain of salt in the Olympic-sized swimming pool. But somebody will pop hot for marijuana and nothing will happen.
Let's be honest, though. Marijuana is not going to enhance your improvement on the ice.
No.
Or that. I sound like I'm high now. Hey, guys.
Wait, you're not?
I agree.
Little weed's not going to approve enhancements to the ice.
The ice is going to be...
The ice is tilted no matter how you look at it.
Just because...
Especially when Kyle runs the Zamboni on it and lights it on fire, which is really cool sometimes. No, but let's be honest. Let's try this again. Marijuana is not going to improve your play on the ice. It's
to
not
be
gonna
fair.
happen. To be fair. By the way, side note, if you guys have not checked out K. Trevor Daly's Canada Sorry album, his comedy album, it's on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your stuff. It's fucking hilarious.
Is it great?
And I just learned that he recorded a Netflix special, which will be releasing in January.
Yes. So I follow him on.
I like him
on the Instagrams.
Yep.
Which is the only way I'll say it now, especially when referring to Squirrely Dan.
Yes.
But he's got a lot of pictures of him and his lady.
Yep. We talked about that a little bit last week when you came in. Yeah.
And so apparently some people were being
mean to her.
A little rude
to her.
Well, she's very pretty.
Yeah.
She's a very attractive girl. And some people were saying some pretty rude things about...
Like, why are you with him sort of thing?
More along the lines of, references to things Squirrely Dan has said. Like, I should wonder if there's any attention being paid to my buttsholes. Like that kind of stuff. And people were and he was like, "Look, guys, I want to be cool and friendly, but like, come on. That's a character I play.
Yeah.
Like, don't do that.
Grow up and separate the two, you fucktard.
Don't do that." And that's the problem. And the support that came out for him, like, oh yeah, fuck those guys. But at the end of the day, it was really like, God, why does everybody have to face that crap? Like, why can't people understand how to comport themselves in...
It's just the internet. It's that realm of no repercussion. Like, I have, in the past year, I have dealt with a lot of people on the internet.
Yeah. Given,
like, the Trivium stuff, especially. And, oh my God, like, I have seen some of the worst. Like, I have not, like... Never before have I seen such crazy shit that has come out of the internet. Like, I'm talking like death threats and stuff. Like, that shit's scary. And
people need to quit jumping to that first and foremost.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you saw this. Speaking of shitheads on the internet, so Complete Hockey News came out with something that said. What was it? It was something about a Vancouver Canucks player, and people were just ragging on him, like saying a lot of really, really awful shit.
Was it Peterson?
No. It wasn't a Canucks player. It was the guy who hit the Canucks player.
Oh yeah, they
got the suspension.
Yeah,
he was receiving a lot of death threats. His wife was receiving death threats or something like that. Like, it got really bad.
Yeah,
and I'd pointed out, I was like, now this was where Toxic Kyle came in.
I like Toxic Kyle.
Yeah, I was like, but like, I think the people that follow the Canucks on Facebook are generally just shit for the most part. Because like every time they had a player that had a birthday came up, and it says happy birthday to like this guy,
just tear him down.
They fucking rip him apart.
Well, remember what happened when they lost in Game 7 a few years ago to Boston?
Yeah, they tore the city up.
That town almost burned down.
Yeah, like I can't wrap my head around that. Like, happy birthday, and people are like, fucking play better. It's like,
happy birthday, you fat fuck.
How about you just wish him a happy fucking birthday? It's his birthday. Like and like what I did was, and I posted a screenshot of people tearing apart a guy on his birthday.
Yeah.
And then I left it alone.
I always light the fire and walk away.
I had 23 replies
directly to that.
I had a lot of likes, but I had a lot of replies, and I was like, I'm not fucking going back there.
Don't look at it.
Nope. Because
that is in your rearview mirror.
The first comment, somebody looked at my profile and saw I was a Red Wings fan, and they were like, "Well, the Red Wings guys do this too." And I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
We find Kyle now in the corner in a ball. Like, what did I do? What did I do?
I just generally think that, like, comment sections are garbage lands.
They really are.
Again. Fuck the comment section. I'm telling you, make the shirt.
The comment section is the Wild West, dude. There are no rules, and everybody gets shot eventually.
I was up until 2 a.m. dealing with some shit hit in the comment section last night. Not like arguing with them, but like a serious matter where people's security was threatened.
Yeah,
and it was ugly, and I had to kind of like I had to dig a little, see what else this guy was doing, seeing if it was legit, and it was. He was just being overly sexist towards fans and the wives of people that should not be involved.
Oh my God.
So I was up till 2 a.m. looking into that. So if you're on the internet,
Wheaton's Law.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
So on that note, because we're going a little long, I just want to say, to be fair.
Allegedly.
No, seriously, guys, we, for Buried Puck Threads, would love for the interaction. We love when people send us messages and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, you're going to be uncivil. That's not even a word, uncivil. If you're not going to be civil in things, if you're not going to respect the other people around you, we're going to shut that shit down. It's just that simple. Yeah. And we can get a bit snarky. And so if you want to go down that path, we can get a little bit snarky with you, too.
I can chirp.
We'll play.
Yeah. Kyle just chirps.
I don't
all
mind
the time.
chirping. Like, chirping's fine. But,
but
there's a line.
Oh, absolutely. And and honestly, I encourage you guys, find us on the social medias and all that kind of stuff and have some fun with it and be a fan, Chirp, have fun, but keep it respectful. That's the bottom line of everything that we try to do is we all root for different teams in different places, but we're all hockey fans at the end of the day.
I had a family member that fell on the opposite side of many a debate with me, and love the guy, love him, but he got into it, and every time he'd get into it on Facebook or something, he'd bring in, he would invoke the wrath of my friends sometimes.
Get very personal.
And they would get into it. And I ever tried to censor what was happening.
Yeah.
Until it was going along a few weeks ago, and he made a comment that was about revoking the 19th Amendment. They gave women the right to vote.
Yep.
And he said very openly that he was saying it to get a reaction, and I said, you know what, that's where I'm done. Like, I will let you have your discourse and disagree and argue and be shitty as much as you want, until you simply are doing it to get a reaction, and at that point, I can't allow it anymore.
Yeah,
especially when you're saying things as horrible as that.
Yeah,
and so it's like there's a line. Just comport yourself like an adult. And I know I've said the word comport like 4 times on this.
I don't even know what it means.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up. No.
Google that shit.
I don't even know how to spell that.
What's new with Buried Puck?
So we've once again we've got the Tri-City shirts will be here. I think by Friday is when they're supposed to be.
This is like the 6th Friday in a row.
I know, and I have to say to our printer, who I know doesn't listen to this thing, but I do have to say that quality is the biggest thing with them, and this has taken a while to get this order in, but I know it's going to look 100% amazing.
Church, that's awesome.
Yeah, thanks for that, guys. When you're making stuff like this, it does take a little bit longer sometimes. Late next week, early the following week, we're going to be placing another order for some cool stuff that'll be coming in. We're going to try to fill up as much as possible before the holiday season.
Holiday season.
Yeah, so there'll be some new stickers, some new designs. A lot of you people liked. A lot of you people, man, that sounded great. A lot of you people out there.
What do you mean, you people?
God, what do you mean, you people?
I don't like the tone of your voice.
A lot of people, human beings, really liked the support local hockey thing, and even some non-human beings liked it too. But we're going to do some more with that. Keep your eyes out. Website, Buried Puck on Twitter, Buried Puck threads, everywhere else, buriedpuck.com, all that good stuff. You'll find it. It's coming. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it.
Hell yeah.
What's new with Houts?
Huge.
Shit, I don't know, man.
Well, I'm good.
No,
man.
I
got nothing.
Houts doesn't remember the last
I've been
8 days. So.
Yeah, school kept me busy for a bit, and then the concussion happened, and I wasn't doing anything for like a week. But I'm feeling a lot better. Hopefully, I can play hockey again soon. I'm already looking at a new mask because I think that thing's toast.
Yeah,
or at least
probably.
maybe getting the padding upgraded inside.
I'm gonna try to get it reset.
Yeah,
because it is kind of falling apart a little bit.
your mask is literally trying to kill you right now. You do get that right.
Yeah. And it's a good mask. I mean, for beer league, it's fine. It's a Bauer Enemy 7.
Yeah.
Which is it's fair. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I hate to have to like retire it.
I get it. But when it's literally
maybe
trying to kill you.
What I think I might do is I'll get a new one and then I'll try to get the other one fixed up, and then I'll have two in rotation that I can kind of bounce between.
Cool.
There you
So
go.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm one of those guys that likes to match. And if I'm wearing a blue jersey with red and brown gear,
Yeah, you can't do it.
it doesn't work for
Nope.
me. I don't like it. I have a blue stick that I like a lot more than the one I currently use, which is a white and black Warrior. And I just don't use it because it doesn't match everything else.
You know what's funny?
I'm one of those.
I'm one of those too. I really am.
won't-
Like my wife hates it that I have like sets of shoes and hats that go together.
Yeah. So when Rylan Peranto showed up in Tri-City 2 seasons
he had
ago,
the green gear?
and he still had his Prince Albert gear for like a month and a
Yeah.
half. Oh God, it drove me crazy.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he looked so much sharper.
I'm
than
a
the other
sucker
stuff.
for a good-looking uniform
Yeah.
and set of pads. Oh my God, Flowers' new pads.
Yeah.
I can't wait until those are broken in.
Carrie's all red one that he's got now that he's using in warm-ups is awesome.
Oh, they're
So,
beautiful. I don't know why. Like it's funny because like my tastes with like goalie pads change every season.
Sure.
Like for a while I was like, plain colors, that's just boring. Like,
Yeah.
oh, look at the sick design, that looks really cool. And now I'm just like, oh, plain colors, fuck
Yeah.
yeah.
I got to be
Well, it's
honest.
because everybody went the other way.
When Hank, I think it was last year for the Winter Classic, and he had the pads that had the Statue of Liberty on when they were stacked together. It drove me crazy though, because I'm like,
I loved it.
he's not a stand-up goalie, so he's going to be in the butterfly all the time. So that design's not even going to be together most of the time. So
I know, right?
I don't like it.
And then I think Scott Darling did something similar when he was with
Yeah.
Carolina.
Yeah.
And but I loved it. I loved
It is
I
really cool.
ate it up.
Yeah, it's a lot. We've talked about it before. That's where a lot of the players are able to have personality is on the masks, the
Right.
goalie masks and stuff. So, all right, boys, we've gone a long time today. You want to bring us on back? What's going on with you, actually, real quick?
I'm good.
What's AU? What's AU doing? AU got any cool things? You guys still talking it out right now?
We're working on a bunch of stuff. We got a bunch of things coming. We're planning
Big holiday season.
big holiday. You know what? We're big fans of Small Business Saturday.
Sure.
Which is the day after Black Friday. So we coming up at the end of November. Those 2 days come back to back Record Store Day for Black Friday.
Back to
I'll
back?
be here.
You
Whoa,
got
whoa.
that Trivium's typo split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
back to
need
back
it.
Record Store Day. What
Well,
is that? What you just
back
said?
to back days because we have Black Friday.
and then Record Store Day that Saturday.
Well, Black Friday Record Store Day.
Gotcha.
So
and
we
then
open-
Small Business Saturday.
And then Small Business Saturday. And Small Business Saturday, we're doing a bunch of stuff. Once it's all locked up, I'll talk about it. We
Don't forget, too, the shopping season this year is long, so make sure you spend a lot of money.
please.
Because Thanksgiving is
Start
super
now.
early this
Start
year.
now.
Yeah,
You know
for
what?
real.
And supporting the local store.
Yeah.
If you guys come to EU, that also helps us get the podcast made because it gives us a home.
Yeah.
To do it in, which is centrally located for all of us and works out really well.
Yep.
So we're working on a Patreon
Cool.
for AE Radio to help us with getting a permanent studio built.
Cool.
But so if you are interested in that AE Radio Network, Patreon, just AE Radio, or add ADV Underground.
Cool.
or as one of my distributors always pronounces it as he's typing it. So he's like, "Ad Wunderground."
Go back to Berlin,
which is pretty great. But anyway, so we got those coming up. The holiday season is going to be pretty packed for us.
Cool. I'm excited. I love the holiday season, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Really do.
Yeah.
And then early this year, nerd convention wise, we are programming an entire room's worth of stuff for 3 days at RadCon.
Cool.
So there'll be a bunch of AU themed stuff going on, including Saturday morning pajamas and cereal and cartoons.
That's awesome.
Yeah, from
fun.
8 a.m. until noon on that Saturday.
Cool.
You can come in and get free cereal
Cool.
and watch independent cartoons.
Love it. Love it.
Two things real quick before we wrap up.
Okay.
When are we going to do our tailgating and some street hockey stuff?
So street hockey will probably be spring.
Yeah.
We've talked about that for spring. The tailgating, we will talk about that at lunch today because with this long break that the team is on, I want to get some of that stuff set. It is coming. So local people, keep an eye out. We are going to be doing the tailgates. And we I don't know if we teased that before or not, but we are working on a tournament for next spring, early summer. So
And
support local hockey.
yes.
The other thing, should we do like a podcast during the Winter Classic?
Did we talk about that last year? We were going to do that.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
So our plan was to set the mics up and get trashed and watch the game and talk about it.
I'm for it.
I'm pro this as well.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And so we can pack up some
The
of
only,
the
the only
stuff.
reason I thought of this was because we were talking about the holidays, and I was like, man, Winter Classic's one of my favorite things because
It's
like
the Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah, it's
For us.
It's like the whole lead up to it is during the holidays, and I'm always thinking about it. And the behind the scenes, like Road to the Winter Classic stuff, is always fun to watch.
Yep.
So
I'm in. Let's do it.
I had, we'll talk off mic about this, but I had an idea about that. So,
All right. Look forward to that extra bonus content. This, as always, is Cascadia Hockey. Hockey in the Northwest is what we focus on, but the love of the game. I am Kory Gaston. With me, saying goodbye, Aaron Piper,
I hate you all.
Kyle Houts.
banana hammock.
Just kidding. I love you all.
We are out of here.
Verda.
You people.
Hey!